Guys, I think this is everything. I think we got more. It's more. Oh, it's more. We got more stuff. We have this unhinged MamaMax meltdown. This is it. He's really just deciding that he doesn't want to be a YouTuber anymore, I guess. Okay, so we got a couple of different things. We got a couple of things that he messaged to Mudahar. One of them is a threat of suing. One thing seems to be them admitting that it might just be for more exposure on this Camden situation. And then we got the Patreon video, okay? So let's see what we got here. I think this starts a little bit earlier. This starts right after Mudahar posted his video that I of course I reacted to. I'm a goblin. And this is one of the screenshots, but this is what Mudahar says before we read it. Since we're past the point of caring, I want to advise. I've been receiving vague threats before uploading this video. I don't care what damage you cause to me or my brand. Please hand this case off to someone who's capable. Ooh. Spooky. I can't zoom in. Now I can. I'm old. Please, Muda. This is apparently Mother Max speaking. Please, what is up with the dog? Whatever. Please, Muda, take some time to think deeply and clearly. Okay. Take some time to think clearly about this case, other well-known documented cases, and yourself. I admit to my mistakes. Please reflect on yours. I am not going to attack you publicly, but if we're forced into a position where we need to respond to you, we absolutely will, and we are not afraid to do so. And I promise you, it is going to get very, very ugly for you and your brand. We have called each other brothers. Please treat me as such, as I've been doing for you. Sorry, just give me a minute. There is absolutely a time and a place for a conversation on false accusations. I am a literal victim of this phenomenon, and I would love to have a public conversation about it, even on your podcast, if you'll have me. But this case is not it. Wow. I feel like I got better at the end. I don't really know how to do Mudahar, and I think you'd call me racist if I tried. What do you mean it's going to get very ugly for me and my brand? I'm literally asking you for evidence. I'm never stating Camden is innocent. Wow. Great. Good job reading that one. You've made a poor job of presenting this. How is it bad for me to tell people to think critically and demand concrete evidence when blasting an individual? Let me be clear. That is not a threat. That is what is being discussed between the survivors and myself when you are making things public without conducting a thorough investigation. Wow, I'm going to come. So that's the first one, and I actually did come. Then this is the next one. Is this Snoopy picture MamaMax? Don't worry, we got this one too. Spencer and I are considering a class action lawsuit against Mudahar for breaching our non-disclosure agreement, inciting, harassment on live streams, defamation, and causing emotional distress. He's extremely rich, so the lawsuit seeks $1 million in damages to be distributed between all of you. Bro, this is so slimy. So one, people have been saying that this might just show that he's a financially motivated person. To me, what this shows is that Max is desperately trying to manipulate these alleged survivors at any fucking cost. And this is what I keep saying, okay? If these are a collection of different survivors, people that are in emotionally vulnerable positions, which might be these survivors, because this stuff might be real, at least to them. There might be a level of it that's real. We don't know. They can be much more easily malleable. Talk about this all the time. This is very basic. This isn't a hot take. When you go to a therapist and you're experiencing a trauma, there's 3 different ways that a therapist can operate in. 2 of them are inappropriate. The first is over-affirmation. The second is under-affirmation. And the third is meeting you where you're at. That's what you want to do. Because if you over-affirm when somebody talks about a trauma and you go, oh my God, that's horrible, you could really implant this idea into their head and you can exacerbate their trauma. An experience happens in the world, and then you have an interaction with that experience, and that's very much based on how your brain operates. Something that's traumatic to you might not be traumatic to me, or might be traumatic to me and not traumatic to you. These things need to be handled very delicately, and then there's different ways that you can interact with it, right? And so I think that these people might very well be very emotionally malleable because they've experienced something, especially if they were young when it's happening, and Max and Spencer are capitalizing on that. I don't think Spencer's a good person. I've talked about her before. I think that she's kind of in on it. She even admitted that apparently she was one of the people who helped groom people for this Camden Gerard Davis. Who's to say that she didn't date this guy who was attracted to kids and then she helped him meet up with kids because she enjoyed it too? I don't know. I'm not saying that happened, but the way she talks about this, when I watch that Red Vegan whatever paste podcast, and by the way, I think that trans person is very nice. I'm sure that they mean well, but listening to Spencer talk, and I will put it in the description of this video. There's something about her that rubs me the wrong way. She's too excited to talk about her alleged trauma, and she seems to add new things to her video or into her what happened to her every time that other individual interviewing her said something. A lot of it is apparently very much like a Law and Order SVU episode somebody told me to watch. I'll tell you what it is. I've never watched it. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. But somebody said that it is like the SVU episode Charisma, and she even mentioned that she loved Law and Order SVU. So I don't know. There's something about her. There's something about her that I'm not a particular fan of.
All you would have to do is testify against him.
Oh, by the way, really quick, with the NDA. I don't know what the NDA says for Mudahar, but there are probably things that he can get away with saying, I had to break it. Like, for instance, what seemed to be happening at a certain point was Max was saying, hey, you want to look at the evidence I have, you have to come in and sign an NDA. And then since people like Mudahar couldn't be very explicit about the information, he gets to say, oh, I have facts, but you have to sign an NDA for it. And it puts somebody into a position that says, well, that's really nothing. Because I would imagine that might be considered a violation of the NDA. And because you could probably call that some kind of manipulation, a lawyer could probably work out, well, yeah, they did sign this NDA, but MamaMax was specifically damaging this individual's credibility by constantly referencing him as somebody who, since he signed the NDA, alluded to affirming that it was actually real and forcing him to have to break the NDA because it was violated on MamaMax's party. So I think that he probably could go into that capacity. Anyway,
all you would have to do is testify against him.
I don't know if I can get it back.
Particularly regarding his actions. Not speaking to any of you, but the evidence and the impact that his behavior has.
Had on you. Spencer has agreed to be the lead plaintiff, and I'll do all the hard work. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay, you're going to do all the hard work? You're not going to say, what about these guys? Why don't they do it? Please let us know if you're interested. This could have a huge impact on the case against Camden. Yeah, this is just a fucking spectacle. MamaMax is insane. I think that he might be some kind of a therapist word. Like a psychopath. I don't think MamaMax, I don't know, there's something about him. He might not have any empathy. He has like a god complex for sure. Dude, no, can this stop? Who the fuck is Spooper? Okay. Anyway, Smaggle Daggle. Okay.
Spunky Monkey super chatted $1.99. Pee and poop.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It was a lot of, I really needed that. Okay. Incredible. All right. Anyway, Smaggle has this in here. Breaking new messages have surfaced from MamaMax's Survivor Discord showing that Spencer and Max are conspiring to sue Muda just to some more exposure can be put into Camden. That might be true, but let's read it ourselves. We don't want to fall for the priming. Dude, no. Can this stop? I need a moment. I talk more. This is Spooper, by the way, guys, because they showed that this is Spooper. They censored his name, but then they showed that it's Spooper. Why'd you censor this guy? Who cares? Who the fuck is Spooper? Anyway, Victoria sends a voice message. A lot of people liked it. 4 exactly. They loved it. 6 of them thought it was pretty hot fire. We'll keep it in 100. Oh, I guess this isn't Spooper. I don't know. Fuck my ass. Anyway, I think this is important personally. Muda has breached terms of the NDA and is... is this probably that dumb fuck? Oh, sorry. This is probably that... what's her name? Dingle. Forgot her name. Auntie Spencer. Muda has breached the terms of the NDA and his actions have caused cyber stalking and harassment. And this is dangerous. I guess you guys would know, considering you're trying to dox people constantly and do call to actions to try to get, for instance, Camden's mother harassed. If he doesn't learn, what stops him from doing similar in the future in retaliation to other cases? Yeah, this is manipulative. This is 100%. They know what they're doing. This is manipulation 1,000%. The two of them, in my opinion, are trying to manipulate the rest of the server. This is something that you could just 100% apply to Max. They're completely not self-aware, or they are, and they don't care. These two are in on it. Spencer and Max are very manipulative. I think that the two of them are working together in some weird capacity. Well, okay, what a fucking idiot, Pop. Oh, I think that these two are working together. Yeah, no shit, they're working together. We know that, but I don't think that Spencer is just some kind of a byproduct or bystander. I think that Spencer is active. That's my opinion. That's the energy that I'm feeling. This doesn't come off as authentic. This comes off as deeply manipulative. This comes off as a silly Billy. Hey, you're right. Full name's not doxing, sir. My bad. I agree on waiting for Victoria, though, just in case. But if it's plausible, Muda should be held accountable. His behavior is disgusting. I agreed. I don't know what this voice memo is. Agreed. I think I'm tired of giving Spencer a pass because she apparently helped Camden Gerard groom little girls, and now she's helping MamaMax manipulate people. I mean, this person seems to love being in that second-hand position. I don't know. That's just what they said. I don't know. Agreed. That's agreeing to the Victoria's voice chat, by the way. I'd be willing to, after we find out how this is going to be handled legally, but until then, I think I'm going to step back unless I can do anything to help the legal standpoint, just for the time being until we figure this out. Let's discuss it later, but Spooper is absolutely right, and the money will only help you guys.
Max thinks he's a mastermind, but people finally saw through it.
True.
Are you going to ever watch a Dantavius vid FR?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably eventually when we run out of content. But right now we're in juice times, dude. Oh, this is Max. Yeah, I love this. Spooper is absolutely right, guys. The money will only help you. This isn't two people. This is the same person. Okay, it might be two people, but it's not. This is Max and Spooper coordinating this kind of like manipulative tactic of like the money will really help you. Spooper is right. This is a second person who agrees with me. You should agree with me. It's one person. They don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like it's one perspective and they're pretending that it's two. How would it have an impact on the case? My question too. Yeah, how would it have an impact on the case? Spooper. The case against Muda would provide resources to help the criminal case against Camden. It would also shift public perception and get the attention of the general public, like national news, not just YouTube commentary channels. Okay. You can count me out in that regard. The cult case is enough for me. That's very understandable. Stay strong. I'm assuming this is an alleged survivor. Okay, so I think people are saying that this means that there's a financial factor. I just think that this is another manipulation tactic. Hey guys, this is money for you, and it can help you with your Camden case. So these two things need to happen. We need to go after Mudahar because that's part of serving justice for your potential or alleged, predatory thing that happened to you. Yeah, I don't know, man. It rubs me the wrong way. There's something deeply disgusting about Max. Spooper saying, I like that. There's something absolutely deeply disgusting about this guy. Incredibly manipulative and disgusting. Same thing with Spencer. I personally don't think that she's some kind of bystander. So yeah, now we can watch the Reddit video. Oh, this is it. Here we go. This is gonna be
GoFundMe to support the
shut up. Shut up. All right, they took the GoFundMe down almost immediately. That's all I wanted to say.
GoFundMe to support the survivors of child sex crimes committed by Camden Gerard Davis was mass reported and shut down. We stand at a pivotal moment in history.
Why do you think it was mass reported? Oh, he's going to say that it was some kind of brigading or whatever you'd call it.
For the voices of child sex.
Okay, when you ask Mama back why he's losing subs.
Sex crime survivors. The silence has already been overwhelming.
What the fuck?
The silence has already been overwhelming.
Oh my god. What the fuck, dude? This is insane. Listen, if I was, and you remember before we were joking in that last video that Max was just going after this Camden guy because he's black. I mean, if I was going to go with that conspiracy theory, I would have been like, oh look, like you're trivializing black issues, like a literal like killing that sparked a huge riot with this fucking picture here. Like that, like why would you show this? Like you had to have known. You should have been like, nah, I don't want to just, I don't know, dude. But I mean, he's showing threads, I guess, but still at the same time, this is inappropriate.
And now powerful forces are trying to further mute our efforts.
Wow.
To those who question us, we acknowledge your concerns. We know these issues are complex and delicate.
No, you don't.
But our goal isn't to sidestep justice.
Yes, it is.
It's to create a space where survivors can begin their journey by speaking out without bullying or harassment.
Bro, I gotta have Base Mama God come in here and just talk about this fucking lunatic. I gotta have her.
If you have been skeptical thus far, we are asking you to at least hear our side before coming to a conclusion.
I've already come.
In the expansive digital landscape of the internet, a disturbing trend of cult manipulation proliferates, often going unnoticed as people.
Yeah, I feel like you're maybe part of that more than any other content creator that I've seen. By the way, thank you so much for the 1 month small gut from Hi, I'm Ricky. Papa Gut called me the N-word on WoW in 2005. That's possible, actually. That actually is possible. I was only 15 years old, so I mean, I would never say that. I never would have ever said that. I'm a good guy.
People are engulfed in a sea of misinformation. Everyone seeking guidance and truth are increasingly entrusting their beliefs to destructive influencers, mistaking their manipulative messages for authentic information.
Bro, shut the Dude, there's just no way. This is just so not... Dude, there's no way. All of this is literally about Max. You'd have to have a fucking traumatic brain injury to read this and go, this is not about him. This is you. This is like such classic projection. I think that the funniest part about MamaMax is he is one of the absolute dumbest fucks I've ever seen in the entire world. He's a literal fucking moron. And he thinks he's very intelligent. Okay? Like, he thinks he's very intelligent. This is insane. You and Spencer are literally just talking about you. It's probably why it's so easy for you to come up with these narratives, because you know you're writing the character of yourself and then throwing it at other people. This is insane. You're a fucking psychopath. What is wrong with you? You're such a weirdo. You're so manipulative. And the only people who would ever fall for it are fucking children, of course. So, MamaMax, why are you grooming kids? Okay. No, but seriously, why you're fucking this? Only kids would fall for this manipulative bullshit, and that's the only people that like Max in general. But at this point, that's it. I don't know how many actual survivors there are. I feel like it's just mostly people who are saying that they're survivors so they can feel like they're included. The same thing as when a bunch of white people say that they're black and say, "I thought that your racist joke against black people was so funny" in the comments. Beep beep beep. Okay, I don't know. Are actual survivors really like trying to watch this kind of weird fucking virtue porn? Because that's really all it is. This is like artistic virtue porn, which really just boils down to, what if we took MySpace and Party City during Halloween times and make it into a video? That's all it really boils down to. So who the fuck's left? Just a bunch of edgy, weird little kids that think cutting is funny but never have cut themselves before. That's literally the audience. That's all it is. Or not funny, they think it's cool. Yeah, look at this. What the fuck is happening? This is just so stupid. This whole thing is so fucking dumb. Is this Andrew Tate? What the fuck? Who is that? Okay, I don't even know.
This dangerous dynamic is exacerbated by parasocial relationships, where followers elevate the words of their favorite online personalities to an almost sacred status.
Wow.
In this environment, where lies are often indistinguishable from truth, followers find themselves compelled to extreme actions, including harming the innocent, under the influence of those they perceived as their virtual gods.
Wow.
We have been meticulously documenting these behaviors.
How come he doesn't have as much of the voice on now?
And cross-referencing them with Robert J. Lifton's 8 criteria of...
You're saying that you are reading a book and you're deciding that these are just like their brainwashing?
Thought reform, commonly known as brainwashing. Our evidence...
You're dumb, and I would never trust your interpretation of anything ever. Hey guys, we're reading this book. This is apparently a very deep psychological book, and we're cross-referencing that to the behaviors of online influencers. Now, if you're somebody that's not an absolute complete fucking moron, you realize that when you look at things in from a mental health perspective, you could probably assign a lot of different behaviors to a lot of different things. I know it sounds weird. For instance, like autism. You could go look up autism right now, and the what is it? The symptoms. Well, we can't think of. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! I'm not done. And you could probably apply them to yourself, right? Like, right? So you go, oh, not responding to their name, avoiding eye contact, not smiling when you smile at them, get very upset if they do not like a certain taste, smell, or sound, repetitive movements, such as flapping their hands, not talking as much to their children. There's plenty of different things. You can look at that for autism, you can look at it for ADHD, you can look at it for anything. The reason that I bring this up is because it's quite possible that you could look at the behavior of some Mudahar, for instance, and look at this book and go, there might be some correlations here. Oh, there might be a parasocial relationship, which there probably is, but that doesn't mean in any capacity that it would be to the point of some kind of a clinical thing where he's deeply emotionally manipulating somebody in a cult-like way. It's just some similarities. That's all it comes down to. In the same way where everybody stims. This is one of the things that people don't understand. Everybody stims. Everybody likes stimming. It doesn't make you fucking autistic. It's just because people like that. And one of the great things about studying more and helping people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is realizing things that help them can also help you as well, just not like a smaller scale. Like I have this little stim thing that I fuck around with all the time. I'm not fucking autistic, right? But it feels good. It feels good to stimulate sometimes. Like, right? That's all it comes down to. And these are more widely available now, so people can kind of get these distracting stimulation toys. It doesn't make me autistic because I have this association. Just because Mudahar might have some parasocial behavior, like every other content creator with their audience, doesn't mean he's a fucking fanatic cult runner, right? So even if there are some similarities, they're nowhere near the amount of similarities that would actually draw like a legitimate comparison or demonstrate legitimate cult-like behavior. But MamaMax is an unintelligent dumb fuck that's a little bit smart enough to be able to force these narratives so that he can manipulate emotionally vulnerable people, potentially the survivors of Camden, into believing a particular thing. That's it. Don't say debatable when it comes to saying I'm fucking autistic, dude. Fuck! Yeah, I got the Rose toy. That's pretty stimulating, too. Stop. There's no hate. Stop it. All right, relax. You guys are fucking rude right now. All right, stop. When
applied to some of the most reputable influencers, reveals some disturbing signs.
Disturbing signs.
I will be addressing the counter-narratives in an upcoming film, Silence All Survivors.
What if we just didn't react to it? What if nobody reacted to it and everybody ignored it and nobody cared? What if we just did that?
Our ultimate mission is to shatter the shackles of fear and shame that silence child survivors.
If you really want to help children, why don't you become a law enforcement agent and try to change the system from the inside? Enough of the fucking cosplaying, you dumb fucking pussy.
We advocate for the empowerment of survivors, encouraging them to share their stories when they feel ready, and to know that we are with them at every step.
Those survivors looking at this guy and going, I trust him. They're all going, this guy reminds me of somebody that I survived. That's what they're thinking, okay? Just to be clear. Sorry.
We all contribute to history in the making against the fight.
This is Mudahar's wife? Who's this girl?
Of global child exploitation. Those who are standing on the right and wrong sides will be revealed in due time.
Okay.
To end survivors of child sex crime.
What the hell did I do? Anyway, shut the fuck up. Holy fuck. Anyway, he's just saying you're all pedophiles because you don't agree with him.
To end those who are standing on the right and wrong sides will be revealed in due time. To end off with a quote from Malala Yousafzai. If people were silent, nothing would change.
Okay, cool beans, man. This guy's a fucking creep.